Welcome back to Rugby Obsession, your go-to for all things Springboks. If you love South African rugby as much as we do, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our deep dives.
Yeah.
Okay, so today we're going deep on a topic that has everyone in the rugby world a little on edge. It's Eben Etzebeth's future after that really concerning concussion.
Yeah.
The article we're looking at for this deep dive is from the SouthAfrican.com. And the title is Springbok News. Eben Etzebeth's career in doubt, is retirement looming. You know, it wasn't that long ago we were celebrating Eben becoming the Springboks' most capped player ever, and now this.
It really does make you think about how quickly things can change in the sport. It's amazing to see someone reach that level, the dedication and the years of hard work it takes. But this concussion really puts everything into perspective.
Definitely. I mean, we can't downplay how serious this injury is. It happened back on December 7th during the match against Exeter City. And get this, it's been over 60 days, and he's still having symptoms. Way longer than the usual 21-day recovery we see under the SA Rugby protocol. And even then, that's assuming the player gets a clear head injury assessment, the HIA.
Right, and that's the thing. He hasn't been cleared by the HIA yet, and there's been talk of his symptoms coming back. The Sharks did release a statement, though. They said that he's seeing concussion specialists and that he won't be back on the field until they're absolutely sure he's recovered, which is good to hear. But still, not knowing when or if he'll be back, it's understandable why people are talking about retirement.
I can only imagine what's going through his head right now.
Yeah.
He's at the top of his game, a true legend, and now he has to consider the possibility of having to retire early because of this injury. It's a tough call that so many athletes face, to keep playing and risk more injury or prioritize their health long-term. That's a heavy weight to carry.
It brings up really important questions for players at all levels, doesn't it? Where do you draw the line between passion for the game and the reality of what your body can handle? We need to keep talking about this, even beyond Eben's situation.
Absolutely. And speaking of talking about it, if you're enjoying this deep dive into Eben Etzebeth's situation and what it means for the Springboks, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We'll be back after a short break to really get into what this concussion could mean for the Springboks' leadership moving forward.
Definitely a lot to unpack there. This whole situation really highlights something pretty crucial about professional rugby. The Springboks have so much talent, across the board.
Yeah.
Every player is fighting for their spot. It doesn't matter what they've accomplished in the past.
It's amazing, isn't it? It's a testament to how strong South African rugby really is.
Yeah.
But it also means if Etzebeth does come back, he's walking back into a super competitive environment. Nothing's guaranteed.
Absolutely not. He's got to prove he's fit and back in form, basically earn his place all over again.
Right.
And we can't forget the mental aspect of it all. Recovering from a serious concussion, that's not just about your body healing. It's also about getting over that fear of getting hurt again, finding that confidence on the field again.
Especially with the World Cup coming up.
Exactly. The pressure is on for the Springboks. They need the best possible team to defend their title. This is a tricky situation for Etzebeth personally and for the team as a whole.
His experience and leadership are so valuable, but the team has to be ready for anything.
Right.
They can't be caught off guard if he's not able to play like he used to.
It comes down to the depth of their squad and the coaching staff, how they plan their strategy. It's tough balancing respect for a legend with what the team needs to succeed. Speaking of success, let's talk about Siya Kolisi for a minute. He had some interesting things to say recently about competing for a spot on the Springboks.
Yeah,
I think it shows a lot about the team's mindset.
definitely.
So Kolisi said, and this is a quote, "To be honest, I'm not thinking about the captaincy. I just want to make the team. The most important thing for me is to have the chance to play for the Springboks. Whether I'm captain or not is not in my control. I just want to play well enough to be part of the team and to hopefully make it to the 2027 World Cup."
What stands out to me there is his focus, how determined he is. He's not worried about titles or being captain. His main goal is to earn his place by playing well, plain and simple. And the fact that he wants to be in the 2027 World Cup, captain or not, that shows how committed he is to the Springboks.
It really speaks to the culture of the Springboks as a whole, wouldn't you say? Hard work, humility, always striving for the best.
Totally agree. That culture has brought them so much success. It'll be essential as they figure out how to move forward with all this uncertainty around Etzebeth.
Definitely.
If you're finding this deep dive as interesting as we are, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join our community of rugby fans. We'll be back in a bit to talk about how Etzebeth's situation might affect the Springboks lineup and their game strategy. Kolisi's attitude just shows how strong the leadership is within the Springboks.
Yeah,
It's not about one guy being captain. The whole squad is committed to being the best.
that's a good point. Etzebeth has definitely been a huge part of the team's leadership for a long time, but if
Right.
he doesn't come back, it's not like there's a hole. Wait. It's more like an opportunity for other guys to step up and for the leadership to kind of change.
It's a chance for players like Kolisi to take on bigger roles and for the team to show how adaptable they are.
Exactly. And remember, leadership isn't just about giving those big motivational speeches. It's about setting the standard in training, pushing yourself and your teammates, and showing everyone how it's done on the field.
And who knows, this could actually bring the team even closer.
Yeah.
You know, everyone coming together to support Etzebeth and trying to reach their goals without him on the field.
It could definitely happen. When things get tough, that's when you really see what a team is made of. And the Springboks have shown us time and time again that they can handle whatever comes their way. They always come out stronger.
Now let's talk about what Etzebeth's absence could mean on the field. He's such a physical player. He's amazing in the line-out. Just his presence in the scrum.
Yeah.
It'll be hard to replace all of that.
No question, his absence is going to leave a gap in the Springboks forward pack. But we got to remember, rugby is a team sport through and through. Right. It's about the whole team working together. The Springboks have a ton of talented players.
Oh, yeah.
Guys who can step up and fill that gap. Maybe not in the exact same way Etzebeth did, but with that same dedication to the team's strategy.
This is where the coaches and the players' versatility really matter.
Yeah.
They'll need to change up the game plan a bit,
Yeah.
use the strengths of the players they have, and maybe even try out some new combinations and tactics.
It's a challenge, but it's also a chance to be creative and grow as a team. It just goes to show how strong South African rugby is.
Absolutely.
They have the talent and the resources to adapt to something like this.
It's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out as we get closer to the World Cup.
Yeah.
And we'll be here on Rugby Obsession the whole time, breaking down every development, analyzing every match, and giving you the inside scoop so you don't miss a thing.
It says a lot about Etzebeth's impact on the sport, that just the thought of him not playing causes such a stir. No matter what happens with his career, he's left his mark on the Springboks and on rugby. He's a true legend, a leader, a fighter.
And his story, however it ends, shows what these athletes go through, the sacrifices they make, the hurdles they overcome, and that incredible passion that drives them to be the best. And if you've enjoyed this deep dive into the world of Springbok rugby, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any more from Rugby Obsession. We'll keep following this story and let you know what happens. Thank you for listening to the Rugby Obsession podcast, and we will look forward to you listening to our next episode.